Today, I'm feeling a little bit of
nostalgia.
We've all played at least one online game in our lives, and 9 times out of 10, it defined our childhoods. And I've personally played a lot of them, not meaning to brag. And recently, I was struck with an idea. So with the help of my mom and sister jogging my memory, we've listed 20 online games for this video. Let's start with... I remember playing this for a very short amount of time, and it obviously didn't leave too much of an impression on me. The most I spent was creating my character and then trying to figure out what the hell to do next. I kind of recall my character moving very slowly, which didn't help encourage me to try anything. Best praise I can give it is that it visually looks nice, but despite having a soft spot for the Build-A-Bear brand, Build-A-Bearville goes into the barely played tier. Pun not intended. It's abundantly clear what the targeted demographic is for Jumpstart, being for 4 or 5-year-old kids. But I strangely played this till I was like 11, solely for the fact that it was a fun place to screw around in with my sisters. The windy, wispy, whatever hollow I remember was a favorite spot of ours, as well as the ant colony area. The Mummy Maze attraction was always my favorite, especially when I figured out how to get past the membership barrier when I was 8 or 9. Sarah and I had revisited Jumpstart back in 2018 for the sake of a YouTube video, but I'm about 99% sure that video became lost media. If not, I would like to re-upload it, because it was obvious that we were having fun goofing around. If you have any little kids who knows how to use the computer, I highly recommend you show them Jumpstart, solely for the fact that it's an educational game. Jumpstart goes into the good tier. I remember being completely devastated when this got shut down. I was there during its final days, using the free membership to dress and shoe Todoroki's paint. Sometimes I just loved hanging out in Radiator Springs or just constantly playing chicken with Frank. However, after gaining a free membership leading to the game's shutdown, I'm realizing how little you were actually able to do in the game, both designing your garage or dressing up your car. I suppose the best thing that came out of this is chill vibe, and as we're gonna see later in this video, that's enough to bump up an entry with a couple more points. So, good tier. Also, World of Cars Online probably has the coolest website dashboard, having a speed dial and GPS. Okay, this one was more of a game that my sister liked, but given that I had played this at some point in my life, I'm adding it to the video. It's based off of the spin-off series surrounding Tinkerbell, which I actually find substantial despite being a guy. But like Build-A-Bearville, I didn't get to witness the full playthrough experience, mainly due to the fact that I wasn't very interested. All I remember is that the navigation was a little too chaotic for my liking. I would have put Pixie Hollow Online in the barely played tier, but from what I remember witnessing over my sister's shoulder, there was some appeal to it, so I'm just gonna put it in the fine tier. Okay, this video is starting to make me look like a fucking loser. Bearville, Jumpstart, Pixie Hollow, and Stardoll. Look, I know what you're thinking, but I have 3 sisters. Of course I'm gonna be exposed to girly shit. So, what do I have to say about Stardoll Online? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Barely played tier. Movie Star Planet is the only online game where I actually bought a membership. It's also, with no debate, probably the most toxic game on this list. Yeah, other games can be toxic with their users creating social statuses, but the difference is that Movie Star Planet is indirectly, accidentally encouraging that shit. What with its social media-like features and its entire premise focusing on being popular and cool. And it's very easy for this game to warp your brain and make you tempted to ask your parents for a VIP. Gotta compete with all those stuck-up players, right? But despite that, Movie Star Planet does have some cool features, mainly the movie studio, and unlike other games, if you buy a membership item, you actually get to keep it even if your subscription has expired. I've grown out of Movie Star Planet, but I sometimes check in once in a while out of curiosity, regardless of its reputation. I've been jumping back and forth on whether or not to include this, but given that it requires internet 24/7 and is all about joining servers, then it counts as an online game. And yeah, Roblox is the first to go into the awesome tier, not because it's kind of a favorite of mine, but because there's lots of activities to do thanks to thousands of world designers. You could create 5 years worth of YouTube videos from this alone. The most famous, beloved, and possibly oldest on this list, Club Penguin has remained permanent and rent-free in my head. Everything you can list with Club Penguin is positive. It has the best minigames, the best parties, the best vibe and atmosphere, especially the holidays, the best artwork, all that jazz. Because of this, I'm going to put it in the awesome tier. But I can't let nostalgia blind me. If there's one thing Club Penguin's most notorious for, it's the memberships. Your penguin was left with nothing thanks to that. No clothes except pins, hats, and backdrops. Practically no selective range in puffles because you're only allowed to adopt the blue and red ones. And it took years and years for houses and furniture to be available for non-members, and that didn't even last long. There was very little generosity with this game, especially towards the end of its life. Sorry Club Penguin, gotta dock some points for that. Top of the good tier for you. This one was added the last minute. I just ended up remembering of its existence while sitting on the toilet after some good old Raisin Bran. What do I have to say about this thing? Well, the fact that I added this at the last minute counts as everything. Also, I don't like McDonald's. I'm more of a Carl's Jr. kind of guy. I tried getting into this game after many years of playing Wizard Royale 1, and I'm sad to say that it didn't keep me hooked. Not only do I hate pirates, but the battlefield gameplay was just kind of boring. There is some appeal to it, however, but unfortunately I didn't get too far in the game to witness it thanks to my unmotivated, bored ass. Fine tier. Boonic Planet is a spin-off game of Movie Star Planet where you can play as the pets from that game. Not much I can say about it, better than Blockstar Planet. Yeah, another game that my sisters liked, yet I thought was fine. And I don't remember the game too much other than its final days active. Looking back on it, the world and areas reminds me of Donkey Kong Country. I even recall tagging around my sister as she did most of the work. Yeah, no wonder this didn't stick out to me. I was lazy as fuck. Fine tier. Another popular one, ladies and gentlemen, Animal Jam is owned by National Geographic, which makes the entire game centered around environmental awareness, and that already gives it some points. Collecting stamps, reading articles, and watching the educational videos was like a tattoo being permanently inked in my brain. Yes, there was later classism and scams, such as the difference between Arctic wolves and regular wolves, and the infamous trading system, but Animal Jam has such a fun vibe with its music and world. It's the second best with minigames being behind Club Penguin. I absolutely rocked with that Fruit Slinger game, not gonna lie. Animal Jam deserves to be in the awesome tier. Good tier. I just remembered that they deleted my more than 10-year-old account because it was inactive. Hey, the only reason I haven't played it was because I couldn't find it after Flash was taken down in 2020. And they deleted my account without any notice. Call me petty all you want, but destroying my childhood like that just took out 20 years from my lifespan. Minus 50 points. Going above Club Penguin because it at least leaves some stuff for non-members. Club Penguin Island is probably the biggest corporate fuck-up of the 2010s. Instead of improving this iconic and very popular game, or just keeping it as it was since it was already successful and earned Disney millions of dollars, some fucknut employee bursts into Disney's Oval Office and says, "Hey, I know Club Penguin is already fine and everything, but mobile games are taking off. Let's create a mobile version of this game alongside the old one." No. Let's delete the original game so players don't have anywhere else to turn to. David, that is brilliant! Here's a promotion and raise! Now get under my desk! Is Club Penguin Island good? No, it definitely isn't. If you thought memberships were more excruciating in the original, this one practically strangles you to buy one. Straight away when you create a penguin, you get hit with a free trial, and then more than half of the activities and items in this game require a membership. Imagine if the sled racing game, jetpack game, fire puffle game, submarine game, pizza maker game, fishing game, all of those iconic minigames required a paid membership, and the only thing you're left with is Connect 4. So yeah, you're pressured to fork over money more than ever. The Disney IPs are even more intrusive than they were before. It lacks the charm and fun the original had. Yeah, Club Penguin Island goes into newly added shit tier. Yeah, I was never a fan of the games focusing on real-life animal RPGs. Gets depressing real quick. Its open world feels very lifeless and barren to the point of being nightmare fuel. I like wolves and all, but I don't want to have to live a life where I watch a coyote take one of my babies. Blockstar Planet also goes into their trash tier. Congratulations, Club Penguin Island, you're not alone. It's basically a ripoff of Minecraft and Roblox, except empty and charmless. If I wanted to play a game where I join worlds or build things, why would I play this when I have Minecraft and Roblox already downloaded? Once again, we have a game that I only played because of my sisters, but unlike the others like Wolf Quest, Monkey Quest, Pixie Hollow, and so on, Adventure Quest is one that I'm willing to sit down and try again. I'm not a dumb 10-year-old anymore, so I think I'll be way better at this game because I'd actually understand mechanics. The game feels outdated at first glance, but I think that's what makes this stand out from the rest of the online sites. Someday in the future, when I have my YouTube setup ready, I'll make a Let's Play of this. Good tier. Just like the other spin-off games, I don't really care too much about Bunnytown. I think it's cute. Yeah, that's about it. Animal Jam is just more appealing to me. It's not nostalgia that's making me put this at the top of the awesome tier, it's just fact. To this day, Wizard 101 is still fresh and relevant, adding new worlds and quests and items. And the best part is that these can easily be accessible without paying for a membership, thanks to crowns. Crowns act like diamonds from Animal Jam, yet they're much easier to obtain, watching ads, answering trivia questions, or doing daily assignments. My point is that, unlike every online game in this tier list, Wizard 101 doesn't make it impossible to progress further through the game, and lately, KingsIsle has been making their memberships free for all players during limited times of the year, some for the holidays, some for summer break, and one was to combat with Hogwarts Legacy coming out. Solely for this, its unique battle system, its lovable characters, interesting lore, and fun side activities, Wizard 101 is one that is easy to understand, yet hard to not love. Again, top of the awesome tier. Dang, there was a lot of online games you shut down I witnessed. It was really cute and charming and the concept was really neat. However, most of the time I just found the whole game weird. Like, I get it, but they really cranked the weirdness to maximum overdrive with certain elements. Especially the pets. What the fuck are these things? Get them away from me! Not to mention, the battle system is completely frustrating unlike other online battle RPGs. If you run out of weapons like pies or water balloons, you're fucked. And something controversial that I'm gonna say is that I think Toontown left at the right time. Like, if this was still around, imagine if it got the Club Penguin treatment, especially since it's more centered around Disney. Imagine no longer having Donald's Dreamland or Minnie's Music Land, and they're all replaced with Frozen Avenue, Big Hero 6 Lane, and Muppet Alley. So this is my first ever tier list. Leave a like if you agree with my placements, leave 2 likes if you disagree. Alright, rambling about kids games really made me dehydrated. Bye and shit.